The only book that I would go pick up and try, the only two would be the Disloyal Song by LaMonica and the Are You Awake by Claire McGowan, maybe Claire. Those are the two books that I would say I would go back and try again. Maybe even the Killer Couples, I might try again. So, again, just to summarize, because people love to take your words out of context, me DNFing certain books does not mean that it's a bad book. It doesn't mean that the author doesn't know what they're doing. It just means it wasn't my cup of tea. Hey, you guys, I am not doing a book review today. So, what I am currently doing now is books that I chose to DNF. I don't know if I've ever did like this tag before. I don't think I actually have. DNF means books I chose to do not finish. I used to feel so guilty about not finishing books. I used to feel like, how can I actually give a review on a book if I didn't fully read it? But I have gotten to this place in my life, and it started probably about a year and a half, 2 years ago. I don't want to force myself to read a book that I'm not enjoying. I feel like it's taking literally minutes and hours off of my life. Life is too short. Some books I'm just picky about, and some books I'm just impatient about. And then some books I'm like, yeah, this didn't help me with anything. Now, let me put that disclaimer out there. Just because the book was not my cup of tea does not mean I'm either bashing the author. It doesn't mean I'm bashing the book. It doesn't mean that it was a bad book. It's a bad author. It doesn't mean any of those things. I'm going to explain exactly why I didn't like certain books, or why I didn't want to finish them. So I'm going to keep it nice, short, and sweet. We should be able to get this book review done in 10 book review. This video better be done in 10 minutes because I need to get home. It is 9:34 at night. So the first book coming up was Killer Couples, 10 Couples Who Killed Together. Okay, it is by John Cassidy. This book was 82 pages. It is exactly what the title suggests. Okay. It is about killer couples that are going around and literally killing people together for whatever reason. This book wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. It wasn't written, insane. It didn't have a bunch of like gory stuff to it per se. I think the reason why I decided not to finish it was just I think I lost interest a little bit. I lost interest in these couples like offing and killing people. I think it just went like really deep into detail. I lost interest. I have a short attention span. So that is not on the author. It's not on the book. It is on me. I just lost interest in it. I don't know. I just got tired of I got tired of reading about people like really actually killing other people. I don't know. So that was on me. The next book is How to Get Cool Things for Free, and it's a part of the How To books. This author, HTE Books, I believe is their name. They have about 49 books in this series. This book here is 25 pages. They have other books in the series like Find the Perfect Gift for Your Loved Ones, Find Your Talents and Strengths, Drink Tea for Weight Loss, how to do magic tricks. There's just a bunch of how-to books that this author or publisher put out. Why did I stop reading this book? I felt like I didn't learn anything from it. Here I am thinking they're going to teach me how to get like free books in the mail or free magazines or free subscriptions. I don't know. Your girl is frugal. I'm very big on couponing. So when I saw how to get free things, I was like, yes, like this would be cool. And the whole time I feel like it was on some, well, if you find a company and you like their products, go ahead and send a letter to them in the mail. It just seemed like a really old school process of trying to get free things. When did this book drop? It dropped January 4th, 2015. So maybe that's why too I'm like, okay, some of these processes and things sound a little outdated to me. I don't know. I just think that maybe, just maybe, this probably worked like 10, 15 years ago. I don't think it works anymore today. But at the same time, maybe you'll enjoy this book. Maybe you'll find some tips on how to get your toothpaste free that you really enjoy using. I don't know. The next book is titled If I Was a Bitch. It's part of the Finesse Game 3 Dating Mindset and Relationship Dynamics, book 8. It is by Afi Kingdom. This book is 43 pages. I was very excited when I saw that this book came out. This book dropped January 31st of 2024. So that is less than a month ago. I was super, super excited. I have loved books by this author before. I'm not even sure if I've dropped book reviews on this author's books before. I'm trying to double check and see what are the titles of some of the books. Now, Dominance Mindset of a King. I read by this author years ago. Let me see exactly when that was. It looks like December 1st of 2021. I started reading it with Kindle Unlimited. This book was 133 pages. It was a part of the Dating Mindset Relationship and Dynamics series as well. It came out September 26th of 2020. So I really was excited when I saw this author had dropped another book. I started reading the book, and within the first 3 chapters, I felt like either I don't accurately remember the book that I already read by this author, or maybe the author's tone and outlook on dating and relationships has changed. It kind of felt a little red pillish. It felt yeah, I didn't feel comfortable continuing reading it. I was disappointed because I enjoyed this author's books previously. Um, I really just kind of sort of felt like the book gave it was written by a man that potentially doesn't actually like women and that sees women as like bad people, and you have to protect yourself and vet yourself against these women because they're going to try and come in and scam and bamboozle and lie and mess up your life. That is the vibe I got in the first 3 chapters. So that's why I chose to DNF it. Now, if that wasn't the author's intention, cool. I'm not saying that it was. If it was the author's intention, cool. It came across. I just was disappointed. Maybe you'll enjoy the book. Maybe I was too in my feelings that day. But like I said, I was super, super disappointed because I was happy to finally be able to read a book by this author again. So that is not what I was expecting at all. And I was a little sad about it. The next book is The Exception to the Rule. It's part of the Improbable Meet Cute collection by Christina Lauren. The book is 101 pages. It says that on February 14th, an accidental email to a stranger opens the door to an unexpected relationship and a captivating short story by the New York Times bestsellers of the authors of Unhoneymooners. It is a part of the Kindle Unlimited Read and Listen program. So I was kind of sort of excited about it. I'm like, all right, I've been listening to a lot of different books, and that's really how I've been able to read so many books. So far, I think I've read and listened to like 45 books since the beginning of the year. So I was super, super, excited about trying out this book because I'm like, I've never tried a book by Christina Lauren. And it seemed like it had a bunch of different, it had a bunch of different characters. Now, why did I not like this book? Why did I choose to DNF it? The way that the chapters are set up, it is literally set up like a email thread, and the concept was great. It's just the way it was being read by the audiobook was horrible. Like it kept saying, the exact date and time that it was sent. So it's like you'll sit, and I hope you guys can actually see it. Let me try to focus it in. Like when it looks like that is cool until you realize like it is page after page after page of like, you know, you got to really focus your eye in and really read the font. And I'm just like, damn, I'm off of work. This is supposed to feel enjoyable. And excuse me, it just felt like I was straining my eyes to read it. Now, I felt disappointed again that I was like, dang, I'm really not enjoying this book. I ended up like fast forwarding and sliding like really halfway through the book, about approximately like halfway through the book, on page 50, no, on page 52 of 100. That's when you see it goes to like a regular fiction book writing style. For me, that was too damn long. I was like, yo, When are we getting to like actual conversations? When are we? I just was tired of hearing it, especially when the book was reading it to me. Like you're sitting here hearing February 19th of 2009 and this and that. Like you're hearing it. I just wish whoever was reading the audiobook, I'm not sure if that's an option. I don't even know. But my only recommendation would be like to skip all that extra like sent from c.tony@gmail.com. Like skip reading all of that. I don't want to hear all that. Like the whole point of listening to an audiobook is to make it easy and seamless. This felt like the complete opposite of that. That is why I chose to DNF that book, because it wasn't giving what I needed it to give, and I decided, you know what, I am reclaiming my time. um is it a bad book? No. I actually really like the concept of it. I like the concept of it. So that's why I was so excited. Like, yes, like I like, the idea of accidentally sending an email to someone and then it turning into potentially a love story or something like that. So that's why I just was really hoping for more, but it didn't happen for me. The next book is Are You Awake? And it is by Claire McGowan. It is 347 pages. Mary has two young children and she feels like she hasn't slept in what feels like for years. For his part, Tim never feels safe enough to sleep, and so one hot, exhausting night, the two strangers meet while seeking solace in a nearby park. There, they witness something horrific, a violent attack in the window of a neighboring house. Bonded by what they've seen, Tim and Mary are desperate to find answers. And when they see news reports of a missing woman who was last seen walking alone not far from them, the pair are convinced it's her that they saw being attacked, no matter what the police say. Um, this was a part of the read and listen program as well with Kindle Unlimited. It has 14,000 reviews, so I'm clearly in the minority of people who probably chose to DNF this book. It was a little too slow paced for me. That's why I chose to DNF it. It also was 200 some odd pages. Y'all know I don't read long books, so I don't even know why I set myself up to fail for that one. I knew better. I knew better, but when you know better, you do better. And I did not do better, and I definitely knew better. So I don't know. It was just too slow paced. Then her husband was irritating me too, because this woman is like juggling these kids. Like she has two young kids, and it was like her husband just he was like a wallflower on the wall. He was like that average husband that he just does too little of not enough. Um yeah, that trope probably irritated me too. I want to read some books about some competent husbands and competent fathers. Like I like those kinds of books. I feel like it helps condition my mind to see men in a better aspect and light instead of being irritated with them all the time when I read books. So that's why I DNF this book. Again, 14,000 people feel like it's a good book. So don't listen to me. And the last book I chose to DNF was LaMonica's A Disloyal Song. This book is 163 pages. Part 1 dropped October 12th of 2023. It does look like there are 3 parts to this series. Let me see when part 3 dropped. It just dropped. It dropped February 15th of 2024. Now, I did I liked the book cover, so that's why I downloaded it. It was also available at Kindle Unlimited. It had 163 pages. I liked the book description. Now, Harley is a young mother of 3. She's at her breaking point. She's homeless on the streets without a pot to piss in and a window to throw it out of. She walks the streets daily, praying that her situation will somehow change for the better. With little hope, even when she feels like she has nothing, she depends on her beautiful vocals to get her through some ugly times. Whew. I wanted to enjoy the book more. I think the reason why I didn't, I think Harley and her cousin, they live a little ghettoer of an experience than I enjoy reading about. What else was it? I think just many of the characters, and this obviously doesn't mean it's a bad book. I guess for me, it just was like so many of the characters were so dysfunctional, they were so toxic, they were so they just didn't have their life together. And I guess for me, it's kind of hard reading that sometimes. So again, it's not a reflection on the author. It's not a reflection that it's a bad book, quote unquote. I just feel like for me it was a little challenging. So maybe that just goes to show author LaMonica showed her ass with this one, because she really made me feel some type of a way with these characters. Like I feel like I really and truly was irritated by these characters. Harley, I didn't feel it. I didn't understand why she wouldn't just keep it real with her cousin and just tell her cousin, like, girl, I have no place to stay. Can I come stay here with you and my kids? She also was arguing and beefing with one of her baby father's new girlfriends, ex-girlfriends, whatever. They're sitting here arguing back and forth about this man. And even Harley says herself, like, this man got 65 years in jail. Bruh, 65 years in jail. That is football numbers, okay? Who the hell is arguing over a man that got 65 years in jail? First of all, I'm not arguing over no man with no woman to begin with. Second of all, jail time? As soon as you're not out of jail, like the same week, maybe even the next week, like, baby, you definitely are single, because I am nobody's top shotter. I'm no one's, I don't know. I don't know. All I know is Harley had a lot going on. I wanted Harley to get on some birth control bad. I wanted Harley to turn her life around a lot faster. Obviously, Harley's story does not end there, because there's three parts to this book. I just could not get there. I couldn't get there. I think I knew I wasn't going to finish it when I saw how many pages it was. I do so much better with shorter books because I have a shorter attention span. I like to go ahead and knock it out. A book really has to be, for me, something that I vibe with, I connect with, so that it can feel like a page turner for me. I think this book had over 100 reviews as well. Let me see. It does. It has 126 reviews. It has 86 reviews on Goodreads. So I'm, again, obviously in the minority. Yeah, that pretty much concludes like this video. The only book that I would go pick up and try, the only two would be the Disloyal Song by LaMonica and the Are You Awake by Claire McGowan, maybe Claire. Those are the two books that I would say I would go back and try again. Maybe even the Killer Couples I might try again. Maybe. I don't know. I really don't go back to books. I really just kind of just keep going, because there are so many books out there. That's the great thing too about Kindle, is so many authors are dropping content in books now that you don't have to feel stuck. You don't have to feel, like you're boxed in and like there's nothing to read. That's one thing I love too about there being so many indie authors now. You're hearing so many different varieties of stories. You're able to really stick to whatever genre makes you feel comfortable. Just 4 or 5 years ago, I wasn't reading psychological thrillers as much as I am. Christian Birch's books, I have fallen in love with. They have gory parts, and it's like I eat those books up like nobody's business. By the time you guys see this review, I believe that his part 6 of the Good Home Cooking series will be here. I am super excited for that. There's just a lot of books that I am looking forward to. So, again, just to summarize, because people love to take your words out of context, me DNFing certain books does not mean that it's a bad book. It doesn't mean that the author doesn't know what they're doing. It just means it wasn't my cup of tea. So, if you have not already, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. I'm dropping book reviews, everything book related, every Wednesday and Saturday at 10 a.m. I'm even dropping some book reviews on Monday. Just because I do have so much content, my reviews are scheduled out months in advance. So you'll always be able to see what books I'm reading or what books I'm in the process of reading. I never can get through a video without my eczema itching at least once. So it's like it has to make its own little performance, like every once in a while. I'm trying to think of what else. By the time you guys see this book, obsessed with this book. By the time you guys see this video, Obsessed with the Trauma Nurse will be out. I'm like tongue-tied and twisted. It is 9:51 at night. Why am I even still? Ugh, I don't even know. Sometimes when I get like this productive bug, I'm like, let me just go ahead and jump into it and just let's go ahead and see what happens. I don't know. So again, like I said, that pretty much concludes this video. And I look forward to seeing you in the next book review. Bye.